people? It's your girl, Adeola. Her inspirational story of the day is that of, what's this? What's this? Seriously? There will be no insurgency or banditry before my tenure ends. Wow! He said wow. He said wow something, you got jokes. But for God's sake, can we discuss something uplifting? Like, is Oga Buhari just waking up Oga Boo Boo? What he did not do for 8 years, you want to do in 6 months. Not that he can't, but why wait till now? You people here, roll on now. Have the fear of God. Now, as I was saying before this one interrupted, inspirational. Wait, what's this? Is this a joke? No, no time for off play today. Can you get the man on speed dial? Hey, Oga Buhari, in case you're watching. You not my father. How is your health? The hearing, okay, hopefully the hearing is better. We thank the Lord Almighty. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Ebo Esa, is it true that you included 14 billion naira, that is about $32.2 million, in the 2023 budget in the name of internet charges? Internet. Baba. Why are you not afraid? What kind of internet do you guys use in Asorok? Is it different from internet? Do you have a satellite in space just for Asorok? I don't know. Are you paying satellite in? For how long would these people think that we, the Nigerian people, are stupid? I'm asking you. This 14 billion, by the way, is not just for internet. It also includes buying new computers, new stationaries, like pens, pencil, ruler. What they need ruler for is what I don't know. I don't know what happened to the ones that we bought last year, because guess what? We buy these things every year. New computers, new pencils, new rulers. When I was in school, I can use 1 pen and 1 pencil for more than 1 year. In fact, ruler, I can use my ruler for more than 1 year. Baba, what are these people? What are these people doing with? God. What are these people doing with the ruler that they bought last year? The pen, the pencil, and the ruler from last year. Anyway, this money also includes the electricity cost for using the computers and internet, as well as the phone charges. You know, the phone charges alone for Asorok is 306 million naira. It's like they have their own special data, different from what everybody else uses. I thought they said Nigeria has no money, and that our debt payment is now higher than our monthly income.
Now we can't pay our debts. We can't pay. We even need to borrow to pay the debt of yesterday. The revenue comes in, and then you use everything to pay for your debt.
No, so you will think that for once, just like that these people will think about the future of young people at a time that serious countries are cutting down on cost. 14 billion naira for internet and computers. Where is thunder when you need it? I don't know. Clearly, these people just sit down and come up with figures, and all the people surrounding the president cannot advise the man. Speaking of advice, and this one is for the people surrounding my father, Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
16 years of nothingness, 16 years of PDP. Never again. They shall come back. They are looters. Who are they? They are squanderers. Who are they? They are prisoners and the looters.
Okay, sir. Daddy, I don't know if you know, but maybe you didn't notice, but a PDP is no longer in power, sir. I mean, I know that a PDP candidate is competing in this coming election, but you are sounding as if you are trying to take over power from PDP. Or maybe I'm just the only one that thinks like that.
Our opponents spent 16 years. They had forgotten that highway is an economy, that electricity is mandatory for industrialization. They don't even understand the power of transmission line.
Daddy, sir, I'm not sure if you know, but the 8 years of APC is actually worse than the 16 years of PDP. Along just the price of food alone during this APC tenure cannot be compared. It's not even close to the 16 years that PDP was in power. Things have never been this expensive in Nigeria. But of course, I cannot blame you. You know, I have to blame the people around you. Who are the people surrounding my father? Esumobi, please, move closer. Let me give you free advice. It's okay, you don't have to pay me. You know, if this man can start saying things like, I'm aware that the last 8 years of APC has not been easy for you Nigerians. If he can say things like, we as APC, we have disappointed you, we have failed you big time, but this is how I will make things better. And then he can focus on his plans, rather than blaming PDP that has not been in power for 8 years. For how long would you blame PDP? Do you know that if he can start talking about his plans, people will be more interested? Am I making sense? Wait, am I the only one that thinks like this? I mean, if he would just admit that his party has been a failure, I mean, it's not him, it's Buhari. But if he can start from there, people will say, you know what? This man is feeling our pain. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, can we please move on to the inspirational story now? You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So guys, in Kenya, there are 2 guys who dropped out of school because of money. But when COVID hit, they decided to make a robot that can help in cleaning up areas. But when COVID was over, they decided to repurpose their invention. Instead of making a robot to pick up trash, they thought, why not make a biorobotic prosthetic that will help people living with disability to become more independent?
The reason why we designed this biorobotic hand is because we wanted to help those people who have lost the use of their limbs, in order not to be an independent person, to move from a dependent person to an independent person.
And that's how they founded their company. And they developed an arm that someone with disability can control with their mind, and it would help them with daily activities.
This biorobotic hand uses those brain signals and converts those brain signals, amplifies them, filters them, then converts them into electronic current. And this electronic current is further pushed forward to the circuit of the robot, meaning it can convert user's thought into robotic arm movement.
That's incredible. And these men are able to control the machine without having to speak or use their physical muscle to move it. And they also made a robot that could be like a companion to someone living with disability and could help with turning on the lights, turning off the lights, opening the window, and so on and so forth.
One of the challenges that we found, they were so lonely. We have already make up an AI device that you can speak to. Its purpose to help for persons living with disability. You can interact with it.
That's genius. Now the inspiring thing for me is to see the facility where they are working, the condition. I mean, it looks like a shop. Just imagine what they would have done with more resources. You know, creating a high-tech device that can help restore independence is called bionic prosthetics, and it is not cheap at all, especially if you're trying to connect the mind to an artificial limb. You know, when Johns Hopkins Hospital was researching this and trying it out in 2015, guess how much money they had access to?
It's a mind-controlled arm that attaches directly to his skeleton. And it's the result of a decade of work and $120 million of military funding.
$120 million. That's what these 2 guys are trying to do in Kenya, which I believe if they can perfect it, it would be way cheaper than having to buy from abroad, and it will help a lot of people. I really think that as Africans, that we have really smart, intelligent people who can come up with great solutions, but we don't always support them. Now imagine the success that they can have if the Kenyan government, for example, or private sector would support them. I mean, they're doing this without completing their education. Imagine what they will be able to do if they're able to complete their education, if their education has to do with robotic engineering, I mean. We get upset when outsiders see talents like this man and they decide to fly them out, employ them, and so on. But how are we encouraging them? And by the way, it's not just about these 2 men. Many of you have young people around you who believe in inventing things, but we're so quick to tell them to be realistic and stop dreaming. Is there anybody that you can encourage or support today? Parents, you should always push your children to use their mind, use their brain for something bigger than school work. If your child is trying to create or trying to invent, please never tell them, oh, be realistic, put that aside. You should encourage them. You see, this is how great men and women are made. Let me know what you guys think about this too. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So did you guys enjoy this video? Please click the thumbs up button if you're yet to. And do not forget to subscribe. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping you right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button and the bell button. Until next time, I'm going to see you later. Peace out.